Hi, this is Birgit Hochreiter. A very warm welcome from my side and on behalf of the board of SIETAR Austria. SIETAR Austria is a multi-generational platform where we grow, learn, and exchange together. We have reached out to our young professionals, inviting them to shape the future of our organization with us. Weirong Li is one of those young people, and today I have her as a guest for an interview about her new project, a podcast series. But before we deep into the topic, I would like to ask Weirong to introduce herself briefly.
Thank you, Birgit. Thank you for introducing also SIETAR Austria and giving me the space for today's interview. So hello, everyone. I am currently a project manager and content developer in SIETAR Austria. And I am also working as an intercultural trainer, speaker, facilitator for corporates and international organizations on how cultures in teams can collaborate more efficiently and effectively. Also, I have my own startup. So I'm a solopreneur as of now, working on empowering multicultural people, third culture kids to be specific, on how they can use their skills in the workforce and apply it directly in the situation that they're in right now.
Great, thank you, Weirong. The podcast series will be about TCK. This acronym is quite familiar to most of us interculturalists, of course. But if you Google the acronym TCK, you will find different meanings too. So, Weirong, what does it mean? What does TCK mean in our context, in our intercultural context?
Yeah.
And what are TCKs?
Sure. So third culture kids, that's what TCK stand for. And I would be a prime example of that because I'm a TCK myself. So explaining it from my angle, I was born and raised in Budapest, Hungary, but my parents are from mainland China. And then I attended American International School for the majority of my time. And now I'm in Vienna. So basically, in short, what a third culture kid is somebody who grew up in a country different than their parents is. So in my case, for example, being in Hungary, but my parents are from mainland China. And so there's a lot of privileges, of course, when you talk about third culture kids, multicultural people. It's also a term that we attribute to it. But there's also a lot of things that we don't know about it. And that's why it's really much something that should be discussed more. And I also do a lot of work in this field now. So yeah, that's in short what it is.
Okay, yeah. And why are they so relevant just now?
Yeah, so they have been relevant for a long, long time. However, it's recently that people are perhaps becoming more aware and more conscious of the term, at least, third culture kids. There has been more awareness of multicultural kids and multicultural people. I talked to Mai, who's doing neuroscience work in the cross-cultural field, and we just had a talk about this. But in the sense, they're very much appearing right now because if you look at what the pandemic has been, in a way, doing, it has really given us the opportunity to connect across multiple borders and to be able to hop on a Zoom call with somebody who's from an entirely different country, right? And so we see the importance of doing work cross-culturally, and we see the importance of people who can think in multicultural mindsets. And so in this context, third culture kids are very much relevant because they were born into this environment and they have these kind of innate skills that they can bring to a lot of different organizations and different contexts. So in terms of the relevance right now, during the pandemic time, it's ever more important to be able to understand how do we present ourselves? How do we communicate with people from cross-cultural contexts? Because this is something that's becoming more integrated into our work every day. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Last year, we had our focus within SIETAR Austria on multilingualism with Karin Martin as our mastermind. Throughout the coming year, we are crossing physical, psychological, and virtual borders. So, Weirong, how are TCKs and your project connected to SIETAR Austria's theme Beyond Borders?
Excellent question. So the reason why it's very much in alignment with Beyond Borders is because third culture kids, in a sense, their identity is not restricted to kind of one category or one identity. So our identity as a whole in our development, we're always crossing and between and beyond borders, right? We're always trying to figure out, am I from this country? Am I suiting from this culture? And so this is a daily discussion for third culture kids. And so in the sense of identity, we're always kind of beyond borders, right? We can't identify ourselves in a sense to one specific place or location. And so in that sense, that's the connection to beyond borders, but also very exciting enough in the series that I'm going to be, creating. I'm also going to bring in not only multicultural discussions of TCKs, but as well as intergenerational. So in that sense, it's beyond borders because we're connecting different generations, different experiences, different backgrounds together to discuss what are the things that we've experienced and also had challenges and how we overcame these, and exchanging this in a cross-borderal format in a sense.
Right. So I'm getting more and more curious about your series. So can you now tell us more details about your project? Which are the next steps? What can we expect in the near future?
Sure. So I'm not going to tell you guys a lot just because we're also very much excited and we're doing a lot of background work right now. But I have to say that definitely keep updated. So what I would suggest from my side is follow SIETAR Austria, follow Rock Culture, go on the website, SIETAR Austria, Rock Culture, and subscribe to the newsletter, join in the events that were upcoming, and we're going to be sharing these kind of information throughout. So the best thing to do right now is follow our page, follow our social media accounts. Once again, SIETAR Austria, Rock Culture, or join Rock Culture for some, and then you'll for sure hear announcements about the project beginning, and you can tune in. There's going to be, of course, live events where you can definitely be there and in person and be able to engage with us directly. So really take the chance to, stay updated and follow our move because a lot of exciting things are coming. So that's my suggestion forward.
Super. Thank you, Weirong. I'm really very much looking forward to the start of your series. You can imagine. This will be much stuff for our curious minds, I think. Thank you to the audience for listening. I wish you all the best in the meantime, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting you at one of our next events or to meeting you at the podcast series of Weirong.